All right, what's going on, my brony bro? So you're probably wondering, why the hell did the markets crash today? What the hell happened? OMG. OMG. It's scary. What happened? Why did it happen? My God. I am your host, Michael Garza. 4-3. Why did it happen? How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. Got nowhere to run. Oh, yeah. Here we go, dude. We're going to figure it out, dude. We're going to twerk. We're going to twerk until we figure this out, bro. So we're going to pull it up. We'll pull up some YouTube. Yeah, I decided to take a short walk, and I wanted to go live. No, not financial advice, just to let you know. But I am here to, I decided to only do like about an hour-long walk. It was a very short walk for the most part. I got about 5,000 steps in and called it good. But I wanted to talk about, why did the markets crash today? What happened? Also, I just wanted to do another live because I'm not going to be able to do a live video tonight, unfortunately. So, because I'm going to be busy. So I decided, well, before I get busy, I'm just going to do like a, I don't know, hour and a half stream, something like that. You know, nothing too cray-cray. Keep it short and simple, you know. But how is everybody doing? Michael Garza in the house. I'm pulling up additional things. Hold on. But not financial advice. I want to make that clear to everybody. Not financial advice, for educational and entertainment purposes only. Got it? Get it. Okay. But it's good to be chilling with you guys. It's good to be rocking with all you people. What I can do, give me one moment. Okay, we're back. We're ready to roll. Let's get it, dude. Let's get to it. All right, let's see what Asmund Gold is reacting to, maybe.
How a self-checkout scam gets out of control in an instant. Uh-oh.
We're going to walk in there. Stop. Do it.
Dude.
Oh, no. So we're starting off. Maybe this is the reason the stock market's been crashing. Is stuff like this, is Asmund Gould controlling the market directly through his reaction videos? That's the big question. Chances are no. But maybe. Maybe. You never know. You just don't know, bro. Just don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm outside
Officer Brown
GM by
speaking with
the
the loss
machines.
prevention officer. The classic Walmart. Mm-hmm. And there he is. Okay. And let's see it. This reminds me of playing Warcraft
He's going through checkouts,
on my dad's
okay.
computer.
Let me know if he blows.
It's very janky. Yeah. When you play Warcraft, at least the standard Warcraft games, I played like Warcraft 3 before. It's, if you play it on an older computer, it definitely is janky as fuck. You got to lower the graphics qualities. You can't tighten up the graphics, dude. Dude, Asman is the GOAT, dude. He's the GOAT.
Pass.
Okay. Oh, you see, is that a TV? It's a table. Move it up so you guys can see it. Okay. All right, putting one thing in there.
Is everyone with him or just him? Okay.
All right. He's just using his wallet. Okay. Is that Nina? Oh, God. Oh, no, wait, he's already paying. Well, what about the thing
Blue
on the
bag's
bottom?
still in, and it looks like it has stuff in it.
Wait, he just literally put everything...
Oh, he's got more than one blue bag?
So he just, wait, he just took 2 big bags and filled it up with stuff? He just gave that...
No freaking way, dude. No freaking way, man. Oh, you got to be kidding me, bro. Got to be kidding me, man. Amazing.
Guy the item.
Okay.
What are we doing? Jesus, look how heavy that is. I'm sure it's not full of stuff. What an animal. Who the fuck just leaves their cart there? They should just arrest him for that. We used to be a country, you know? We were. We used to be a country. And now we have this shit.
Yeah, this is amazing, actually. This is amazing.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Which one?
There we go.
All right.
There it is. The spawn camping? He's going to come right out. Oh, he just walked around it.
How's it going? We can go in here and talk. We're going to walk in there. Stop. Do it.
This is amazing, dude. This is freaking amazing, bro.
Oh, God, bro, the police just wrestled his ass down. Jesus. Oh, man.
10-18.
Oh, they got it. Oh, nope. Not quite. Gotta wrestle him down.
Yeah, you gotta just punch him in the face, dude. You gotta punch that criminal in the face, probably. That would be my assumption.
Stop fighting.
Man. Had to wrestle him down, huh? Catching a bonus charge. You want to get tased? Yep.
Dude's gonna get tased, bro.
You want it? You want one, huh?
Stay down.
Uh-huh. I mean, you gotta admit, like, this guy, he really, bro,
I'm actually kind of impressed. Like, dude, that guy was being taken down by like 3 dudes. Holy fuck. Holy fuck, dude. Oh my God.
he really wants what's in that duffel bag. He does. Like, it's impressive. He's evasive, bro. Yeah.
These guys.
Popped evasion, yep. I love how they always think they're gonna get away. Like, if there's one thing that Grand Theft Auto always taught me, it's that doesn't matter how many cops you kill, how many officers you evade, they're just gonna keep sending more.
Yep.
There's just gonna be more and more and more. And eventually they're gonna get you.
Fucking stop now! Get off fucking ground! Get on the fucking ground! Put your fucking ass behind your back! Hurry up! Get the
Fuck on the ground. The guy out there.
Was he on? Is he does he have a meth buff? Why is he getting up? He might be meth buffed. That's why he can't PCP. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, he's probably on some stuff.
Hey, look, let me tell you something. Put your fucking hands behind your back. It's supporting us. Hey, please.
Wait. Blue Nose Pity is saying that he got away from the army on GTA. How the hell did you pull that off, dude? How the hell did you pull that off in Grand Theft Auto, dude? That's impossible. It's got to be impossible. Blue Nose Pity, are you a legend? Are you a master? Maybe Blue Nose Pity's the chosen one. I don't know, dude. Blue Nose Pity, I think you might just be the chosen one, bro. You may be the chosen one. The chosen one. The chosen one. Oh, man, dude. Blue Nose Pity, you're my man, dude. You're my home dog, dude. Hell yeah. Give me one moment, you guys. I got to shut off the Motive Mix app. Hold on.
I think he speaks English. I'm not sure, though.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
He's on the go.
There it is. Are they still fighting? Oh, man.
Put your hand behind your back. Put your hand behind your back.
How do you think he was going to get away?
This is crazy, bro.
What is he? Who is he talking to?
This is wild.
Hey, sir.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. Can I please talk to you?
Yeah, this guy has to have some sort of. He probably has drugs in his system, most likely. That is crazy to me. That is insane.
Can I please talk to you?
Do you have anybody else outside?
Oh, they already got him roundabout? Yep. Well, you think he was thinking? I don't know. What's he going to do? Let me guess. Prior warrant.
I'm going back in. Go away. Just go away by the vehicle for me, man. I appreciate you not getting involved.
Right here on the pickup. That's how I'm going. You need this pickup. Sit.
That's fine. Keep going.
But I can't breathe, bro.
Huh?
I can't breathe. Look, bro.
Classic.
Oh, no. Shit. Damn it. He had to pull that card, didn't he? He had to pull that card, dude. E.T. says your consistency will pay off bigly. Garza absolutely will. Yeah, he's definitely on something, Annie. That's for sure.
Classic. Of course.
I mean, this is
I
bloody
wonder
wild,
why
bro.
it's hard for you to breathe.
This is wild.
Well, man.
I wonder.
I'm listening.
Crazy.
What you want? What is it?
They get the gloves on before they even get into this guy. Yeah.
Let me sit up. I'm not gonna run, bro.
Here's the second armor.
Please, bro.
Is he really trying to get away again? There's no way, right? Jesus, they're moving him around like a tuna fish. Really? I gotta zap him again. Yeah.
Come on.
Flopping around like a fish. Jesus. Oh my God. Might be inhaling toxic substances to the skin. He has like a toxic atmosphere. In his head, he's free and they throw him in the patrol car. I bet he is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was scuffling with him on the ground. Tried tasing it. Didn't get a good. Yeah, it's fine for now.
Man.
I need to go inside to get a couple things. Let me get a couple things. I'll be back to interview you, sir. Man, you said you were walking your friends. Take off.
I know, calling my girlfriend to get
Take
the
off.
car keys, man.
You've been following back and forth with this guy. Go. I know you're with
Car
him.
keys.
Leave.
Okay, I pay for my shit. I got money in my fucking pocket.
Leave.
All right.
You can walk around and away.
Touch me too, bitch. Fuck wrong with you, hoe?
Oh my god. Oh my god, I would. You know that guy's up to no good. You know the dude that's walking around is up to no good. Holy crap, holy dude. Insane. It's just bloody insane, bro. Fuck it.
Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Like, it's you're asking for it. Yeah, what do you think is going to happen? They're so stupid.
I'm calling my girlfriend to get a car keys.
He was with him.
Fuck,
Why?
what's wrong?
Yeah. It was just a scuffle inside.
I love how these cops just treat these people like total NPCs. They don't even, they're like, did you get him? Yep, got him. A little bit of a scuffle, but it is what it is. And then this guy's screaming out, fuck you, bitch. I'll fuck it is. Yep. Well, yeah. Oh, you want to talk to him? Okay, it's good. It's not, they're not even thinking about it.
What's your name? What? The water bill? Any witnesses? Any get 49?
This gentleman.
You get this 49 open?
Yeah, she said he saw him reaching for my gun. I didn't see I was in a fight, so.
Got it.
Not
Let me
good.
go inside. I said, my phone's over there.
Oh, not good.
Yeah, we were following him. We were watching him, so.
Gross, I know.
I fucking checked out one thing and then he fucking tried to take out with all the stuff.
Yeah, what a surprise. Could never guess that.
Yeah.
You need to walk away from me, man. You need to
I'm
go.
waiting for my girlfriend, man.
You staying right with me everywhere I go.
Oh, I'm fucking going this way, mother.
Oh shit, dude. This guy's gonna get arrested too, dude.
Fucker, get my fucking girlfriend for the car keys.
It's just, why do you do this to yourself? Why, like, you know, like he's
Crazy.
He's gonna fuck himself over. He is.
He is. He's gonna F himself over
All right.
completely.
I'm back.
What's wrong with you, man?
You want him in the store?
This one's not mine.
You're trying to distract them? Maybe. Why is it always Walmart?
Just come outside.
What do you mean?
Why?
Because Walmart's where the action's at, dude. Well, here's the thing. Criminals are going to go to the place with the lowest prices because a lot of people are going to be there. And when there's a lot of people there, these criminals think that they could shoplift. This guy's an idiot, dude. This guy is dumb, dude.
Because we're done with you.
Why? Because we're done with you. You fucking idiot. You literally could have walked away. Everything was fine. But you had, and they gave you multiple chances.
They gave him multiple warnings, too. Multiple warnings. And then they were like, you know what? You're just being a piece of crap.
To walk away. But no. Oh no!
Hey, look, I'll resist.
Gotta get packed up.
Fucking ground.
Rosario, they got me right here in the front. They're handcuffing me too.
Stop.
Get on the ground. They're right here. Just come, Rosario. I'm going to grab his car keys.
I'm running outside.
Okay, we're running outside because they're handcuffing me for no reason because I want to go get you. Oh my god.
I dropped his
What
phone.
is this damn doing?
No way. They're not gonna go for the 3 for her, are they?
Man. There she is.
You were told to leave.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He said I can go and give her the car keys, bro. Ask her loss prevention. He handed me the car
He
keys.
just told me he didn't want you in the store.
They're dude, it's so obvious they're all scammers. Do you think they didn't know this? Of course they know this. Just lock them up.
And I came back out, right?
What are we doing?
After I pulled you out.
No, you did not pull me out. Bro, I'm smarter than this. Come on.
I'm
Are
smarter
you?
than this.
Are
Come
you?
on. As he's getting rolled over at the Walmart parking lot after his friend gets arrested. Really, though? But really?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is insane,
Get your
man.
loss prevention guy. Like, handed me the
insane,
keys.
bro.
And I said I'm getting it to her.
It's not even listening to it.
Holy crap.
Can I get my phone?
Put a leg in. Yeah, we'll get it. Put your leg in.
Rosario, get my phone.
Holy crapoly.
What the hell's wrong with you guys? Rosario, get my
Amazing.
phone right there. Yes, sir. Let's go. Call the loss prevention guy that gave me the car keys.
Go over here.
You guys are exaggerating, man. Yeah, I was talking shit to your buddy, but he pushed me back. That's the only reason I could aggravate it. And
Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it. Big mistake.
there's no such thing as trespassing. Because
Get it.
oh my god. Sir, he just got his keys.
This is crazy.
Hold on.
All
Just
right.
got it. We figured it out.
Am I fine? Like,
Well, I don't know
Wow.
yet. But if you want to be fine with me,
Crazy, crazy.
listen to
no,
what I say.
I'll be fine with
okay?
you. Like,
Please.
Yeah,
All
like, okay.
Put your legs in, please.
These guys,
Can't believe
these
it.
guys are out of control,
Yeah,
dude.
oh my god. Like, you can ask the loss prevention guy. He's all, these are his car keys.
Unbelievable.
Here.
Okay, put your legs in place.
Effing crazy, bro. Insanely
Okay.
it's crazy.
Yep. All right. That's nice. Just get in the box. Sure, buddy. Okay. They just tell them whatever they need to hear, man. I love it. These guys are real professionals. I'm smarter than this. Okay.
I'll tell you, that's the last time when my body says intervene on behalf of an officer, I'm intervening.
Well, I'm glad you had the intention. 'cause
Have
not
you
a-
guys noticed that ever since we had the introduction of body cams, there hasn't really been any of these horrible police murders of some innocent person that, you know, totally didn't deserve it? Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah.
Like, maybe I've noticed that. Like, it's because you
True,
used to
true.
have these, it was like once every 6 months or
Crazy.
something, right? And now you don't have that. Never.
Oh, an earthquake's hit Japan? Really? Let's take a look here. Hold on. Really? Okay, we'll have to take a look-see. So allegedly there is a earthquake that hit Japan. We'll take a quick gander at it. Crazy.
happens. It just went away.
Not everybody's trying to help us out here.
Screw that, and I couldn't believe
The
the
narrative
staff was
crumbled.
telling
It did.
Don't get involved, sir. Don't get involved.
Sit down,
It
when I
makes
saw
me
that-
wonder
crazy,
how
bro.
many of the ones that we don't have body cams for were also bullshit.
Oh yeah, probably all of them.
Like, how many of these
I think
was
all
it
of them,
actually the
most
police
likely.
officer that did everything right, but because you didn't have body cams, the media narrative was shifted?
Yeah.
Probably a lot.
Marshalling around going for that guy's gun. I said, heck if I'm not going to get involved. I feel bad actually now that I didn't, because I was standing right there. I mean, there's no reason why.
Oh, so you did it.
In pinning him down.
Tim
You
Smith
did more than
4118
enough.
says,
Yeah.
no earthquake, that was me. I just dropped my sushi order on the floor.
Tim Smith, the legend, the icon.
Gotcha.
Sir, is there anything that hurts on you? Anything you know is injured, bleeding? Your elbow, your head?
I wonder why.
Anything hurt on you?
I wonder
Anything
why.
torn,
It's probably a
broken that you
mystery.
know of?
No.
No.
Nothing I know of.
Nobody has any idea why.
What's that? Hey, bro, chill the fuck out.
Well, then sit up. Sit up.
Fucking hold on, my fucking hands are stuck in fucking shit.
Sit down.
Got the second win now.
You want to act like a kid? That's cool. I'll treat you
You're
like
acting
a
like
kid.
a fucking bitch, fool.
Oh,
Put your feet in.
jeez. This guy sucks, dude. Oh, my God. But, yeah, Tim Smith says, no earthquake. That was me. I just dropped my sushi order on the floor. Beautiful. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna toast a little bit of bread, and I'm gonna eat something because I haven't really ate anything all day. Hold on. What's up, my bronies? You're a pink brony bro, and you dance at the gay clubs. Oh my God, I'm just having fun. Yeah, dude. All right, sorry about that, you guys. I'm frying up some. I guess you wouldn't say frying per se, but I'm cooking up some Sandos real quick.
Hold on, blow my fucking hands, you idiot.
This is them walking out together at the same time.
Just fucking got it, bro. Can you imagine, like, how much of a satisfying sound that must be for a police officer?
Oh yeah,
the sound of
Absolutely.
that door shutting, where
Without
it's
a
like,
doubt, dude.
fucking got him.
Okay, because
Yep.
if it's felony, we can
The
hit him with
catharsis,
conspiracy
I know.
Yeah, as well. Then yes, because he was for sure on the lookout. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Just make sure we include him. in all
Scott
the video
Vitale
footage
getting
and,
packed up. Yeah,
I'll
true.
talk with the sergeant, and we'll see what we can do.
He's got 5 pills,
Metro's
rocks, and several bits of powder.
No way.
We're waiting to get the final amount, see if it's felony or not. Also,
So that's the reason why he was so, like, he was so resilient. This guy was buffed out of his mind.
Yep.
Look at his name and I'll do links.
He was putting that stuff in places you don't even want to know. Allegedly. Allegedly. I don't know. But that's crazy stuff, man. Insanity. And it really is insane at the end of the day. I mean, this stuff is... It blows my mind. It really does.
okay.
Yeah.
752.07 was the
Damn.
total before taxes.
752.
752.07, still felony.
Oh, there you go. I thought it had to be over 1,000.
There we go. Finally catching my breath.
Adrenaline's dropping.
All right, Jose. So we're gonna transport you to our station, okay? Detectives are gonna do their thing. I'll keep you updated on what's going on. Like I said, you're being looked into for the conspiracy. All right.
Why is it conspiracy?
Why is it
Because you were going
conspiracy?
around with him and conspiring with him, but
Why is it conspiracy? Because you were conspiring.
Yeah.
Conspiracy, even though I did not. He's the one that ran out on his own.
that's for the detectives.
And I paid.
Hey, Jose,
Yeah.
we don't need to have this conversation.
Okay, so
because I'm
Yeah, we know they're all scamming.
only telling you what's going on. Yeah,
No,
we're
no,
going
no,
back
no,
to the
no.
station.
Oh my god.
But
No.
I need to empty your pocket. Could I empty your pockets out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
It don't matter, man.
All right.
Oh, man, I bet he's got a ton of
Yeah,
crap
we'll tell
on.
free. All right, I can reach in these pockets and empty everything out.
Yeah, go
Man.
ahead. There's nothing.
She's smarter than this.
Man, like I paid for my shit before he ran out on his own.
You're so stupid.
All
You
right.
know
I'm showing you
exactly
right
what
now.
he was doing. You know.
That's empty right
Wait,
there.
you're not gonna.
Right? There's nothing in my unit
Yeah,
back there?
Crazy.
Yeah, I'll drop an 8-ball Coke, whatever it is.
Okay. I'm just
I'm not
informing
like
you.
that, bro.
I like to keep people informed.
No.
Alright.
Like I'm trying to. I was trying to take a trespass, but.
Okay, Jose. Yeah, Chuck. Jesus, look at all that. Oh my God, this guy got
Wow.
4 stacked? Wait, all charges for both men were dismissed? Wait, why?
What? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, New Mexico is clearly soft on crime. That's insane.
What? Oh my God.
How? How can those charges be dropped?
What's the damn point? You're gonna drop the charges. I know. This is insane. What?
Yeah, charging judges with malpractice needs to be a real thing. Absolutely, dude. These judges, man. Unreal. Unreal.
How is this real? The bad ending. Yes, this is like dude.
I didn't expect that all the charges would be dropped. That's insane. How? How could the charges be dropped when he had all those drugs, all those things? Insane. Oh my God. That is so frustrating. I mean, that's on a level of frustrating that I can't even, dude. Like, I can't even begin to say how stupid that is. Unreal.
Dude, you gotta do something. You gotta do something about this, bro. We gotta do something about these people. Like, yeah, look her up. It's a Karen.
Wow. Unbelievable. Blows my mind, man.
Oh, I bet it probably was. And yeah, I don't know if there's any way for me to find it, but yeah, it's probably a Karen that made that decision. Absolutely. Yeah. Incredible, and still no charges.
Karen
Officers
judges, dude.
put
The Karen judges, man. I'll tell you.
Risk of severe bodily harm and no charges. Bullshit. I'm so sick of watching this happening at my store. I have a solution to this.
I want to hear it.
People don't like it.
I want to hear it.
They don't like the solution. But they will. They will. Eventually, they're going to come around. They're going to come around, and they're going to like the way that I solve it. They are.
What is it?
And yeah, I think so. I think, by the way, if somebody's shoplifting in your store and they're running out with your stuff,
yeah,
like, the only reason that I don't think you should be able to shoot them and kill them is you might hit somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, morally, I think you should be able to do that. But I just, like, somebody else might get hit, right?
Yeah, we haven't had a basketball stream in a while. One of these times I'll have to do one. I'll have to prop up the camera on a tripod and just go to town.
And yeah, it's it. I mean, I don't know what to say, but like, yeah, it's just, or if it's food, maybe. I mean, I know you can't have people stealing food. You can't have that. I know that, like, maybe you've been like psyoped by like Twitter or something. There are like multiple different resources that people have that they can get food from the government or other charities. So if somebody's going to a Walmart stealing food, they are doing that because they want to, not because they have to. There's food stamps. There is other supplemental insurance. There's food pantries. There are churches and mosques and synagogues that have this. There are secular charities that also provide food. Like, there are so many ways that you can get food if you need food. They don't need food. They are just stealing because they like stealing. That's it. And so get rid of Karen authority first. I would get rid of all these. What I would do is, like, if I found out that somebody was like letting people off for things like this, I would just wait till the person commits another crime and then charge the judge as an accomplice. I would, because if you make a bad decision like that and somebody else gets hurt or something happens that's problematic, it was really your decision that made that happen.
Yeah.
And I think that really...
And that's the thing, when judges let these types of criminals off the hook with no repercussions, then that becomes a problem. Because then those criminals are going to do another crime. They're going to harm somebody else. They're going to waste taxpayer money. One way or another, I mean, you're just creating more criminals by being soft on crime. I'm not saying, look, the punishment should fit the crime, obviously. But, like, to have all those charges dismissed, what kind of woke-ass judge is doing that shit, you know?
I think that's fair. I mean, like, why is it that you're able to do that? And there's never the problem and the reason why we have such lax like judicial rules is because there are never any accountability measures. The moment that you apply accountability measures to the people inside of the judicial system for making biased and bad decisions is the moment that this goes away. Like, that's it. Judges need to face consequences. They do, and I would put them in jail for like pretty much their whole lives. I would, and I would do it like I do it in like waves, right? So like I do like maybe 5 or 10 of them at the same time, and then like it's like okay, well this maybe this stops everybody from doing it, but then if that didn't work, you need to do it again. I
mean, there's got to be a point where it's just like enough's enough, Enough's enough, that sort of thing. Anyway, let's watch a little Trump and Xi.
That was released Thursday about China's commitment to American businesses. Trump says Xi agreed to order 200 jets from Boeing.
That's cool.
What does he want from the U.S.?
A lot of things. We talked about a lot of things. Too many things to discuss, but a lot of things. We had a very good meeting, but we want things from them. One thing he agreed to today is going to order 200 jets. That's a big thing, Boeing's. 200 big ones. That's a lot of jobs. That's a lot. Boeing wanted 150. He got 200. He said, I think it was a commitment. I mean, sort of like a statement, but I think it was a commitment.
Joining us now, Republican Congressman from...
Well, I mean, does Xi Jinping actually understand that communism is going to be the number one reason why China ends up ultimately failing? China's going to ultimately fail because of communism.
Michigan, John James. Thank you very much, Congressman, for joining us. I want to start here. Obviously, there are a lot of different trade announcements that we are yet to see the details on. The president told our Sean Hannity that during the last visit with Xi, they signed some 36 deals, and he said what they got to today is bigger than that. So we are awaiting those details, but the thorny issues in the background, the issue of Taiwan, the issue of Iran, it seems like not too much movement on either side of those issues. What's your take?
Well, this is a massive first step, and the Trump derangement syndrome obsessed mainstream.
Oh, yeah. TDS, baby. TDS. I agree with that. I agree. The mainstream media's got massive levels of TDS, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yes. Boom.
media doesn't report on how effective our president has been bringing China
and he's
back
been
to the
very
table.
effective.
You know, China
he really
has been
has.
a trade war with the United States
More than
of
people
America
realize.
for decades, and President Trump was called a xenophobe for calling China out on their unfair business practices, their intellectual property theft, their currency manipulation. But under President Trump's leadership, he's suing for reciprocity and he's getting these trade deals. You just mentioned these Boeing aircraft. That's massive for a state like Michigan, where we make Boeing aircraft engines in Muskegon on the west side of Michigan. This is going to boost America's economy, on top of the fact that President Trump is now allowing America to be taken more seriously. These are the fruits of peace through strength. The world, especially China, is taking America seriously, taking America at its word. That makes America more safe, and that makes America's economy stronger.
That sounds good to me, man. I still don't trust Xi. I still don't trust him.
Yeah, to your point, there's significant progress on what was just about a year ago a spiraling trade war that saw briefly 145% tariffs on Chinese imports, 125% tariffs on U.S. imports to China. President Trump, of course, not hesitating to deploy every tool he has to bring down the trade deficit, and a lot of movement there to make up that ground. But there are these other issues that loom in the background. And of course, you know, the U.S. has been clear they don't need China.
Oh, we got Samuel Westall in the house. What's up, Brony? My Brony bro.
China's help on Iran, but it would help China and the rest of the world.
Samuel Westall. You guys don't forget to double tap the screen to like the stream one more time. Double tap your screen to like the stream. Everybody give a round of applause to Samuel Westall, everybody. Total stud. Let's get to it.
If they got involved in reopening the strait. Are you surprised that they are not taking a more active role in that?
Which is why the president led with exactly what China wants. They want economy. They want legitimacy. The president showed up with the CEOs of some of the largest companies in the world, with Elon Musk, with Tim Cook, with the CEO of Cargill. These are the types of things that China wants. And so when the president is talking about, hey, you need to open up your economy for American industry. You need to open up your economy and play fair to allow us to be able to make money. And then also, you can buy our oil. You just mentioned, Jackie, very astute, that China buys 90% of Iran's oil. And it's in their best interest to open up the Strait of Hormuz as well. President Trump got China to agree not only to demilitarize the Strait of Hormuz, but to keep it open, no tolls, and also Iran can't have a nuke. I actually think that President Trump accomplished more in the past 48 hours working with China to turn down the temperature, to increase our leverage in Iran, with Iran.
I agree with that. I think he's done a lot in a short amount of time, you know, so I think people got to give him some props, man.
For the American people than I think any other president could have done in the past. President Trump is showing the fruits of peace through strength, and I'm excited to see what the future holds in the next few days, weeks, and months.
Same.
Congressman, what do you make of the fact that while this banquet was happening last night, the Russians piped up and said, hey, by the way, Putin's coming to Beijing very shortly.
Yeah.
We're going to give the date soon, sort of reminding the world that Russia is also China's friend. What message do you think they were trying to send there?
Well, I think that China now knows that they have a choice. They have a choice to work with the world's biggest economy, the world's leader in the United States of America, and the best president and the best leader in the world, President Trump, or they can continue to work with beggar nations and vassal states like Russia that are completely dependent on China and not going anywhere. President Trump is offering an olive branch to be able to have reciprocal trade deals that are fair for everyone. America is open for business, but we are not for sale. We are not going to continue to be taken advantage of. And Russia knows that its days are numbered under the old regime, under the old way of doing things. China is very transactional. The CCP is very transactional, and they're going to go with the best deal. And they have met the best negotiator in the world in President Trump. And President Trump is going to negotiate a deal that is best for the United States of America, that is best for our future, and China recognizes that it is in their best interest to work with the United States, not against our interest. It will be better for the world, and that's why Russia is doing its best to come in from the cold. This increases America's standing. It shows that President Trump's diplomatic strategy is working, and this should make the world safer and our allies as well, not just in the Middle East, but also in Europe.
Congressman John James, it's been great speaking with you. Thank you so much for joining our continuing coverage of this historic state visit. We will have much more on what is happening on the ground.
Amazing. Give me one moment, everybody. We're trying to figure out something on here. Just a few more seconds, I think. Maybe. Yeah. Go 12.5. There we go. I think that's good. Perfect. All right, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. OMG. Here we go. No, I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. Oh, yeah.
President Trump is rallying international pressure against Iran. New today, the German Chancellor, Friedrich Merz, demanding the Strait stay open after a call with President Trump. This as Tehran warns against any new military strikes. Let's bring in Michael Oren, former Israeli ambassador to the United States. Brett Baer had a chance to talk with the president before he left Beijing. And Brett was reflecting on this idea that Iran seems remarkably stubborn and resilient given the devastation that's taken place in that country. Listen to this exchange, if you would.
So why are we where we are? Did you underestimate the pain tolerance that Iran has?
I didn't underestimate anything. We hit them unbelievably hard. Look, we left their bridges. We left their electricity capacity. We can knock that all out in 2 days. 2 days, everything. We left Cargill, and other than, I said, hit it except for the valves where the oil comes out. Because when you hit that, that means you're going to lose a little oil.
So they took out 90% of Iran's missile and drone force, eliminated the Air Force. The Navy's at the bottom of the sea. They blocked the Strait. They're squeezing the economy
amazing,
like there's no tomorrow. And yet Iran is still playing, Mr. Ambassador, like they were holding all the cards.
I think Iran's cooked. You want to know the truth? Iran is cooked. We know it. You know it.
Indeed. Good to be with you, John. That's because we tend to think in the West, in Western terms of what constitutes victory. Victory means sinking a lot of ships, blowing up a lot of bridges, certainly blowing up a lot of factories. But in the Middle East, victory means survival. It means you come out of the debris and you flash two fingers like this and you've won. That's the lesson of Hamas and Gaza. It's certainly a lesson of the Iranian regime. For the Ayatollahs, this is an existential battle. If they lose the war, they don't lose the war, they lose their lives. Their own people are going to kill them and kill their own families.
Yeah.
So you're gonna
I mean, the philosophy of the governments in the Middle East blow my mind. They're just crappy philosophies, straight up.
have to put an awful lot of pain into that regime and break it up. And I think that the naval blockade is precisely the way to go, because soon they're not going to be able to pay the salaries to their soldiers, and those soldiers are going to have to feed their families. They're going to be very, very angry, and that's when the situation begins to change.
We do see that there is, a lot of economic strife in Iran, but there's also growing economic strife globally. And in fact, the World Bank has got an economic forecast out that says energy prices are going to rise 24% as a result of this. Commodity prices up 16%, fertilizer prices up 31%. And that's even if they reopen the strait. That's going to continue to get worse. But this is what the Iranian regime, to your point, is banking on, that they can absorb more pain than the rest of the world can. And this is what has, despite many, many military defeats over the course of the history of Persia and over the millennia, that's why they've survived.
Well, listen, we know this is a
Here's the thing, though. What's the point of surviving if 95% of your military's cooked, right? What's the point of surviving then? Because you're not going to survive for long. You're not going to survive.
an economic game of chicken, literally. It's not army versus army, it's economy versus economy. And as you said, John, which side can endure the greatest economic pain? And believe me, the Iranians people are in far more pain than even the Americans, paying $5 or $6 more a gallon for gasoline. They not have food. Their currency is worth absolutely nothing. They have very little water, very little electricity. It's a tremendous amount of pain, but the regime doesn't care. Doesn't care about its own people. They shot 30,000 of them last January during that upheaval. So they'll do everything to hold on. Again, the key here is to create a situation where the regime begins to show cracks. And it'll begin to show cracks when they can't pay those salaries, when they can't, they can't hold it together. And that's why, if the president...
And I don't think they're going to be able to hold it together. I really don't. I don't think Iran has this at all. I think Iran is pretty cooked. They really don't have a shot, in my opinion. I'm going to get a starry. Do you guys want a starry? Who wants a starry?
Can stay the course. I always say he'll not just go down as one of the great presidents in history, in American history, he'll go down as one of the great leaders in history, because everything will change in the Middle East.
Maybe they'll begin to show cracks, too, if they lose the will to massacre their own people, if they come out in the streets. We'll see. Big question as to how long...
It's crazy that they actually want to kill their own people, though. I don't think there's anything worth saving with this Iranian regime. I say just take out the Iranian regime. Straight up. Unreal, dude. Unreal.
How long this is going to last. Brett Baer asked the
president. How long has this been going on?
Right? Yeah, look, Vietnam lasted 19 years. Iraq was like 10 years. Korea was 7 years.
Yep.
Another one was 14 years.
Absolutely.
Another one was 12 years. Another one was 9 years. We're in there for 2.5 months.
The president would seem to indicate there's more to come.
Well, that's sort of the feeling here. The Israeli army, the IDF, is on high alert tonight. Israeli citizens, I'm speaking personally, are stacking up our safe rooms, our bomb shelters, our home bomb shelters with water and staples. And we're preparing. We're prepared for the next round of actual fighting. Whether it's going to happen, we don't know, but we are certainly ready.
If you were a betting man, would you say it is or it's not?
Betting man, I'd give it 50-50. I give it 50-50 because you have to ask the question, okay, what's more bombing going to accomplish? I think that the real pain doesn't come from the bombing. I think the real pain comes from the naval blockade.
And again, if people take to the streets and, the military there decides not to massacre them, we'll see. Mr. Ambassador, always great to catch up with you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, John.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News.
You gotta like and subscribe. No, it's interesting stuff, man. It's interesting to get this information in real time. I don't really know how to interpret it from time to time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, bro. But yeah, I just don't always know how to interpret the data. Oh, shit. Tucker debates Kevin O'Leary in a heated exchange. Let's take a listen.
Let me ask, though, about why taxpayers should have to pay for this if it's a private business and your tenants are some of the richest companies in the world. Why would taxpayers be required, as they now are, to subsidize this?
They don't necessarily have to do that. They just won't win any contracts. It's a competition.
But why are you getting tax breaks is my question.
Yeah, everybody, when you go back and you say, what incentives can you give us to invest $15 billion in the first 1.5 gigs? That's what it takes. I have to go raise $15 billion.
Well,
that's just
okay, but anyone who starts a business, why should taxpayers have to pony up for that?
They don't. But
well, of course they do. If you're getting a tax break and they're not, they're making up the difference. There's a state budget.
Hey, that's no problem. That's no problem. I can build it in Texas. I can build it in Jacksonville, Mississippi.
But why, if it's such a good business, would you be asking taxpayers to help pay for it without giving them equity in the company? Are you giving taxpayers shares?
No, the investors get the shares, but here's why they would do it.
But why would the taxpayers have to? I mean, in other words, if you want to start a business, but why am I, as a taxpayer, forced to pay for your business? I don't get it.
Well, let's forget about data centers. Let's go any manufacturing. Let's say you're going to build an aluminum sheet manufacturing facility.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the government there and say, "Look, this is going to huge capex huge capex expenditure. I'm going to hire 2,000 people. I'm going to build a community center. I'm going to pay."
I mean, at least it brings in jobs. You know what I mean? I think that's one thing that is kind of cool. So it does bring in jobs. That helps to some degree. And look, if he gets tax breaks on this, then let him get tax breaks for the state. Look, I mean, if he's able to hire a bunch of people, that's fantabulous. I don't see any problem with this. Like, I really don't. I don't know what Tucker's problem is on this one. I love Tucker. Tucker Carlson's one of my faves, but in this instance, man, I don't understand what Tuck's problem is, you know? It doesn't make any sense to me.
A lot of tax on the profits in your state when I sell the aluminum, and I'm going to hire all these people who they will also pay tax. And we will build a school because our workers need a school. And. What can you give me to incentivize me versus the state right beside you, which is willing to give me an incentive package?
No, I understand. I understand that you're gaming a system in place. You didn't come up with this, but I'm just trying to understand.
I don't think that's gaming the system, though. I got to disagree with Tucker. I mean, Kevin O'Leary pisses me off. I do like his investing philosophy, to be honest, except for the fact that he's into Bitcoin pisses me off because that is the most low IQ asset class ever because it lacks intrinsic value, but it's neither here nor there. For the most part, I do agree with Kevin O'Leary, and I am a big fan of him. But this is interesting. Let's keep going.
So the trade typically is jobs, okay? But these projects don't actually...
Well, no, it's also jobs and taxes because you're going
and taxes.
Yeah.
But but then you're getting a tax break. So that doesn't really make any sense.
But only
But
up front. Tucker, welcome to America, buddy. This is how it's gone on for 200 years.
Okay,
Different
well,
states
I don't know.
are
Lots of
competing.
bad things go on for a while. But I think at some point it's worth assessing, like, why are we doing that?
Well, I'm not pro taxes. So if there's a business, and in order for the business to succeed and expand, if paying less taxes helps that business, I'm for it. Because personally, I think most of the money, that goes through taxation gets wasted, right? A lot of that money that goes through the taxation process gets wasted by the government itself. So in a lot of ways, I don't trust the government to manage any of my tax. I still pay taxes, obviously, because I don't want to get in trouble. But like, I pay them reluctantly because I don't trust that the government knows what they're doing with my tax dollars. That's my philosophy. That really is. It really is my philosophy. And I don't know. I think people are a little too trusting of the government is my thing.
So
you are
on the
fair
job
to do
question,
that. You're doing it because there's a competition.
Well,
People
I run a couple of businesses, and we're not getting any tax breaks. I think they're every bit as virtuous as data centers, but I'm not availing myself of that, and no one's offered, and I wouldn't take it anyway.
Well, here's the thing. If you're offered a tax break, take it. Because Tucker, when did you start wanting to pay more in taxes? Governments don't provide anything worthwhile for the most part. So why would you want to pay more in state taxes? That is moronic. I love you, Tucker, but my God, your mind is gone.
Because it's not the job of taxpayers to subsidize a private business.
It's a fair comment, but my job is to create a data center, create 2,000 jobs for long term and 10,000 manufacturing.
Yeah, he's creating jobs. He's making it to where like there's something that's going on that's productive and sought after, right? So in a lot of ways, this puts Utah on the map. This puts Utah on the map in more ways than one would believe. You know what I mean? So I love what Kevin O'Leary's doing. I think it's fantabulous, and honestly, keep it up, dude. But yeah, no, I'm a huge Kevin O'Leary fan. I just think that what he's doing is fine. I think that Tucker, is grilling him a little too hard, in my opinion. Yeah, Tucker Carlson, I don't know what's up with him lately. Like, I understand he's not pro-war. So granted, I understand he's against the Iran war. That's fine. I get it. But, I mean, I don't know. Being against what Kevin O'Leary's doing, I don't know. It makes no sense.
At the beginning or in construction. And I'm obviously looking at multiple sites, and this won't be the last one I build.
May I ask, 2,000 jobs, okay, so relative to the physical size of the project, which, as you noted, is multiple times the size of Manhattan, and the power draw at peak, this data center, your projections, will consume about as much energy as New York City does. But New York City provides almost 5 million jobs, and this project, by your own description, would provide about 2,000 jobs.
Okay, Tucker's making an interesting point, but does it hold up?
I don't see the trade here.
You definitely got that calculation wrong. By
Okay, tell me
building a
how.
data center that trains AI, that provides productivity to the entire nation, we create millions of jobs, high-paying jobs.
So AI is going to create jobs?
Yes.
I thought it was going to eliminate jobs, net.
Just think about the new technologies we don't even know yet that are going to be built off AI. Everybody thinks when television came, everybody would lose their job in radio. That was complete BS.
Yeah.
And the same thing is going to happen here. Everybody's hysteria about losing jobs, making hamburgers or flipping them, being replaced by a robot, that's probably true. But all kinds of new technology will become available over time, including in medical science and biology and all kinds of things where the models can be used.
Which is
I'm
exciting. It's an
extremely
exciting
optimistic.
prospect.
What I'm doing is creating a whole new opportunity for my children.
What
and their
kinds of
children after that.
jobs? Well, I mean, again, some of this, of course, is unknowable, and I want to be as fair as I can be because I'm grateful that you're willing to talk about it so openly. But you just said this will create AI will create millions of new jobs. You're
yes,
part of the basis of AI. You can't have AI without data centers, at least right now. So what are those millions of jobs? Because we can go through the list that the creators, the people who actually are making AI right now, developing it, we can go through a list of jobs they say it's going to eliminate, which would be like lawyers and financial planners and like the basis of upper middle class America. That's going away. They've said this. What will it be replaced by?
It'll be replaced by new science opportunities, new exploration into space, new manufacturing for robotics, for defense as well. Wars in the future probably aren't going to be fought with people getting shot in the flesh. It'll be one set of robots against another. I think the drone technology will advance, the manufacturing of surveillance, all that stuff against our enemies, which notably is.
Yeah, I will say I think AI is. I do agree with O'Leary. You could be pessimistic and think that AI is just going to take jobs forever. It will in the interim, in the short term, but with all the new technologies that are going to be developed using AI, especially to make the world a little more productive, I think it's going to be a net positive for society. I think artificial intelligence is going to change the game. I think there's going to be a lot of new medical breakthroughs, a lot of people living longer. I think it'll help. I'd like to believe it will. I understand people's concerns, and they shouldn't be ignored. But at the same time, a lot of these doomers think that everything's going to go down the toilet. Let's see.
Basically China. So if you think about how, you debate the data.
Why do you think that socialism's the answer? Wait, hold on. Corgi is saying we need socialism now. We need a social. Why would we need a social contract? The reason that America is so awesome is because there is no social contract. That's the point. We don't need a social contract. That is why America rocks and every other country sucks. Every other country has a social contract. Social contracts create low-key resentment. Socialism is not a good... Dude, socialism sucks. Like, it really doesn't work. Study the history of socialism and communism, and you'll realize they're both shitty concepts. They're both the worst concepts you could ever imagine. So don't go telling me that, oh, this is so good. No, it's not. If you really think that, I don't know. It's just crazy. If you really think socialism is a good idea, I feel sorry for you. You've never read a history, but by the way, the Roosevelt New Deal was stupid. The Roosevelt New Deal was stupid. I'm going to look that up real quick because I remember the Roosevelt New Deal. It was basically socialism. I don't know, dude. Labor unions, I'm not against them existing, but you know what? The New Deal was not excellent. I think it was socialism run amok, to be quite honest. Because, first off, I think a required social contract... Okay, so can I ask you the question? How come Roosevelt's New Deal doesn't exist today then? If Roosevelt's New Deal was so great, why doesn't it still exist? Why was it dismantled? Now, let me see. Okay, I will say this. The FDIC and the SEC, okay, I agree with those to some degree. Library of Congress. Yeah, so one of its flaws was some of the programs were heavy-handed, inefficient, and unconstitutional. The National Industrial Recovery Act, for example, created government-approved industry codes, and the Supreme Court struck down its compulsory code system in 1935. The New Deal also did not fully end the Great Depression by itself. Of course it can't, because you can't tax away a problem. You can't just tax the rich and make it all go away. Full recovery came later with massive World War II production. You could argue that if World War II never happened, that Roosevelt's plan would have actually fallen apart completely. Roosevelt's New Deal, okay. What if World War II did not happen? Would the New Deal eventually fail because it had a lot of socialist principles? Yeah, baby boomers. Yeah, here's the problem, though. The baby boomer generation kind of... Didn't the boomers suck, though? I thought we all complained about the boomers. So here's the thing. ChatGPT thinks, no, I don't think the New Deal would have automatically failed if World War II had never happened. But I do think the recovery would have been slower, messier, and politically harder. The key point, World War II did not prove the New Deal was bad. It proved that massive government spending, full mobilization, and huge demand can eliminate depression-level unemployment. The Federal Reserve history side notes that the Great Depression lasted into World War II, and the 1937 to 1938 recession showed how fragile the recovery was. Real GDP fell about 10%. Unemployment went back up to around 20%. Industrial production fell sharply. But that relapse was not simply because the New Deal had socialist principles. A big reason was the policy tightened too soon. That's what they all say. It wasn't implemented properly. It was done too soon. That's the problem. Socialism sucks, everybody. Socialism blows. You know it. Come on. Anyway, so here's the thing. I think that the New Deal was socialist as fuck. I think the Roosevelt's New Deal was actually a bad idea. I really do. I think it was government interference where there did not need to be government interference. I think when governments get too involved in all sorts of different things, I think it's ultimately a bad thing, and it needs to be avoided completely. End of story. That's my philosophy, at least.
Data center, I think it's fair to do that, what you're doing, but I would be very concerned if I were living in Taiwan that one day my electricity just goes out and I get invaded by basically robotics and high precision ordnance. And that's what China wants, and they want to get there first. Now, if we don't get there first, if we don't develop something better than their AI, and our ability to be predictive on where these conflicts are going to happen, I think we'll be in a bad place in 20 years. And so,
okay, but I think it's very revealing that I asked you about jobs in the United States and you went immediately to defending Taiwan in the South.
Well, we manufacture the equipment here, Tucker. That's where it's made.
But okay. Well, actually, a lot of this is made in China, as I know you know. So
but that's my whole point. I don't want to do that anymore. Okay, I want to start making it here. I want to do advanced robotics.
I totally agree. But the promise of AI and robotics is that the robots will make the products of the future. So how exactly does that result in American jobs?
If you're
and
in the
more specifically, what are those? What are you talking about when you say
replaced by a machine? I don't buy that. I just don't agree with you because it's never happened.
I'm not saying I don't want that to happen. Trust me. I'm really worried about it, almost panicked. But I'm trying to feel better. Okay, then please make me feel better. Where are these million of new jobs. What specifically are you talking about?
Well, every time technology advances, it creates new opportunities that were not foreseen prior because you don't know the direction of new tech. Think about if you and I, because we were actually around in the late 80s contemplating what new jobs would be created by the internet. And look at what's happened. It's created millions of jobs and advanced all kinds of technologies and changed the way we live to the.
You're not really going to know where AI is going to take us. It could take us down a bad path. It could take us down a good path. It depends on what we're creating it for. It depends on what the intentions of the creators are. I think it's a big deal. So I'm not against AI, not in the slightest. In fact, if anything, I don't think AI is going to be a doomer situation that some of you guys think. I mean, a lot of you guys have a very doomer mentality towards a lot of this, but I think it's kind of unjustified. It's not very justified in my opinion. That's the way I see it. But who knows? I mean, everybody's got a different take on it all, but I don't know.
The better. And I would say to you, the same angst we had, the same narrative that was going on in 1992 about how the internet is going to wipe out the economy and it's a bad thing and it's dangerous. Of course, people loathe change. That's the nature of how it is.
Do you think that the United States is a happier country than it was in 1992?
Well, that's a good question.
Define happy.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. How about the suicide rate or the addiction rate or the life expectancy? Those are all upside down.
Look, there's lots of social issues, and there always has been. I would remind you, though.
But they've gotten worse at exactly the period in history that the internet was formed and then seemed to.
Ooh, that is an interesting correlation, actually.
Infuse every part of our lives. So if you were worried about the effect of the internet in 1992 on America, looking back from the vantage of 2026, you could say, yeah, I had good reason to be worried, couldn't you? For a lot of women, Mother's Day is a joyful day, particularly those who are about to become mothers for the first time. It's the perfect chance to tell the rest of the family the big news, but that's not, sadly, always true. Some women think pregnancies are tragic and should stay secret. They're alone and they're unsure if they want to go through with having those babies. And that's the very reason that preborn exists. Preborn provides expecting mothers with ultrasounds so they can hear the child's heartbeat. And once they do, it doubles the chance that child will be born. It doubles the chance they will choose life. This Mother's Day, you can be the reason a woman who's feeling alone becomes a confident and joyful mother. For $28, that ultrasound can change and save a life. Or
that's kind of cool.
For $140, 5 mothers can have that experience. And that leads to more support through maternity care, baby clothes, diapers, counseling, and everything else an expectant mother needs, all through Preborn. To help Preborn, dial pound 250 and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250 baby, or visit preborn.com/Tucker, preborn.com/Tucker. We are proud.
Well, I mean, it's interesting. It was an interesting conversation between him and Kevin O'Leary. I'll admit,
Social Media Film Festival, a.k.a. the official schedule release. That's not Trevor Lawrence. That's like Carmela Soprano or some other middle-aged gal.
Well, I don't know if there's anything else I want to look at. I think we've pretty much covered everything. We're keeping the streaming short for today. We don't really feel like I don't really feel like streaming too long today, but give me just a moment. Oh, this is what Americans are demanding. What is this?
Another victory in the Justice Department's fight against fraud. This gold chain
What are we
wearing
demanding?
founder of a
Yeah.
healthcare company is now facing 20 years in prison after a Florida jury convicted him of running a $1 billion kickback scheme preying on some of society's most vulnerable. The Justice Department says he targeted the sick, the elderly, coercing them into buying unnecessary medical equipment, calling it cold, calculated industrial-scale theft. Hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Kayleigh McEnany, here with my co-host, Emily Campagno. Also joining us, Martha McCallum, anchor and executive editor of The Story and co-anchor of Fox News election coverage. Carly Shimkus, Fox & Friends' first co-host, and Jeremy Hunt, former Army intelligence captain and Hudson Institute fellow. Well, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche called the scheme one of the most egregious in Florida's history. The DOJ shared these images.
How was he able to get away with it for so long? $1 billion Florida Medicare scheme? Damn, dude. What the frick? What the F?
Of Blackman showcasing his wealth in a music video, including a large waterfront property. An investigator.
What a moron, dude. This guy's an idiot. This guy is an idiot.
Say he and his co-conspirators used foreign call centers to target hundreds of thousands of Medicare beneficiaries and bribed telemedicine doctors to write them bogus prescriptions for medical equipment they did not need. Then they say the fraudsters would bill Medicare for it, costing taxpayers more than $1 billion with a B.
Wow,
The
dude.
Assistant Attorney General of the DOJ's National Fraud Enforcement Division
honestly
said
insane.
it will continue to
It doesn't surprise
aggressively
me that this is
prosecute
happening,
healthcare
but
fraud schemes,
it's
hold
insane.
criminals accountable, and protect the
Unreal.
integrity of America's healthcare system. Now, this comes after Vice President and fraud czar Vance, of course, who I'm speaking of, touted the administration's fraud crackdown in Maine yesterday. The vice president claimed that Maine was maybe the bronze medalist for fraud in the U.S., trailing only Minnesota and California, also blue states. I also sat down with the vice president in an exclusive interview airing tomorrow on Saturday in America. Here's a look.
We've got a lot of resources and we're working very hard on this. Some of the best stuff, whether it's Nick Shirley or whether it's you raising that with me, citizens have a role to play in this. And we've actually set up a fraud hotline where people can call in and suggest that maybe they're seeing things that are not totally above board, because to fix this problem, it's so deep-seated, it's so broad. We actually need everybody to raise this stuff. We need citizen journalists. We need, Fox News reporters. We need everybody to be asking ourselves the question, how do we root out this fraud? Because it's hard to fathom. You pay your taxes and it goes to a terrorist when your country is trying to prevent those terrorists from killing your fellow Americans.
Oh, yeah.
It is shocking.
Yeah, it pisses me off knowing that my taxes are going to some sort of piece of crap, dude.
But it's the sort of thing that happens when the federal government turns a blind eye to this stuff.
Emily, here's one of the things I was very impressed by was he is taking civilian reporting seriously, whether it's 24-year-old Nick Shirley. I brought him documents we have found on my program, an Inspector General report showing Newsom was given 5 years warning about the hospice fraud. I also showed him a whistleblower report from Minnesota where a whistleblower said money is going to terrorism. Nothing was done about it. And in real time, he provided action item answers. They have a line you can call into if you see fraud in your state.
I mean, that's pretty amazing. Ultimately, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
They are action-oriented, and that is what people are demanding. And I noticed that...
Hold on, I am craving a little bit of candy right now. Just a little bit.
The distinction about how refreshing and encouraging it is to see our vice president that respects the citizen journalists, rather than you contrast that with, for example, Governor Walz and Governor Newsom, both of whom called Nick Shirley a white supremacist, for example. That was Walz. Made fun of his
That was so ridiculous, dude.
hair.
Tim Walz is an idiot.
That was Newsom. That was their response to the citizen journalist outline and detailing 5 years
Yeah, Nick Shirley was calling out all the fraud that you guys allowed.
later, millions up to the billions dollars of worth of fraud, and that was their response. So it's incredibly encouraging. I will say this: we see in courts, in trials, and now in usually federal penitentiaries quite often, people don't like people who don't pay their taxes, right? So in, let's say, minimum security penitentiaries, you see that the people with the really long sentences are the ones that didn't take the plea. I'm talking about white collar crimes, are the ones that didn't take the plea deal, because your fellow American doesn't like to see someone that skimmed money off the top, because we all have to pay our fair share. And I bring that up to say that I really hope in these ensuing trials, because there will always be fraudsters. There will always be people with corrupt souls who are blinded by money and who attempt to deceive and defraud others and have zero type of moral culpability or code whatsoever to say, gosh, I'm really hurting others right now. There's going to be millions of those. But it's up to the citizens as well in the juries to put these guys away for so long. And I hope that this is presented in a way, as being someone, and I'm sure you guys have too, have navigated the Medicare and Medi-Cal system, specifically for my mother when she was in hospice, and to have to deal with how difficult and labyrinthian it is, and how sad and scary it is as you're navigating that with your loved one who needs help. So to think about these fraudsters that know the system is so opaque, is so without any type of accountability or visibility as to
Yeah, that's the thing. It's unfortunate these fraudsters are taking advantage of the lack of oversight in these systems. They absolutely are, and it sucks.
to get away with it, whether it's in Florida or California or any state in between. It is so heartbreaking to me. It is so angering to me. So I hope that, yes, we have Vice President Vance and so much more task force, but also that on the other side, guys, let's put these guys in jail for a really long time so that this never happens again.
That's what the American people are demanding. They want arrest. They want jail time. They don't want plea deals like some of the ones I've read about in Minnesota. And Martha, we began talking about this Florida scheme. That's not in isolation. There's a San Diego case where money was supposed to go to fentanyl, addressing that. A woman got breast implants, tweaks to her arms and thighs, and a tummy tuck. This is in the California Post. L.A., there was another one. The guy got $7 million in a home, a $125,000 Range Rover, private school tuition, a private jet. One more, I'll just tell you. A top aide to Gavin Newsom is accused of using money for a Chanel bag.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, dude. So much. This is why people don't like paying their taxes, because they know their tax money is going to go to a bunch of bullshit.
In a birthday blowout in Mexico. The examples are
Larson
numerous.
Christopher, what up, dude?
Disgusting. And one of the things that I really like that Vice President
I'm not going to be staying on for too much longer, but I think I'll react to maybe one more video. It just depends on how I'm feeling. Depends on how I'm feeling.
Vance talked about the other day is that there are fraud prevention institutions in these state organizations.
Yeah.
These people are not doing their jobs. So he's saying if you're...
Oh, yeah. They're all sitting on their hands and turning a blind eye. And that's the problem. They're turning a blind eye because they know they're not going to get fired.
not doing your job, you're not finding this fraud, why should it fall to the federal government when we're already using taxpayer dollars to pay people whose jobs it is to find this fraud? So he said, when we see that, we're going to take away that budget because we need that money to do it ourselves. Yeah. Now, I would like to see, you talk about people going to jail, I'd like to see people fired. If you're in charge of, in Minnesota or any of these other states, Maine, if you're in charge of finding fraud, and you failed at your job, you should lose it. The problem is that government employees get so entrenched. There's no merit system. It's not like, oh, look what I found. You're not going to get a big bonus. You're not going to get a promotion when you find that because there's no structure for merit-based government work. Yeah. So people go, I don't care. You send in the form. We're going to send him. I found, you just listed a bunch. I found another guy who, during the $800 billion in PPP loans, just claimed he had a company that had 150 employees, and they sent him a check in 2 days for $200,000.
Wow.
Oh, here's your money. Here's your money. Can you imagine how much more fraud there is in this PPP system that we don't even know about yet? But look, these people who are supposed to be sniffing this stuff out and finding the accountability instead of stealing our federal tax dollars. They need to be fired and held accountable.
Yet John Yoo, Bush DOJ, has told me if they knew that there was money going to terrorism and there was any aiding and abetting from state officials, he said this is something the DOJ should look into. It's something that I brought up, and there was a very interesting answer to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's something the DOJ needs to take a closer look at. I think a big part of what Vice President Vance, with him concentrating on it and kind of shining a light on it, I do expect to see a lot more of these stories coming out now. I will say, when I looked at the story, and I'm looking at a guy who, schemed $1 billion out of the government and went undetected for all these years. In my mind, I was thinking this guy must be some type of like Ocean's 11,
No, I think it's honestly.
mastermind. You know what
I think it's just because there's a lot of holes, and you can take advantage of those holes.
I mean, and then you look at this picture, and there's like this guy with this fake gold chain, this wannabe.
Wait, it was probably real, actually. If he skimmed $1 billion, it was probably.
But it shows you how easy it is. It's so easy.
That's exactly right. It shows you how easy it is to basically get over on our government, and it goes undetected for so many years. And what's frustrating about it, I think about the example you just had about the PPP fraud, and you're getting a check in just a couple weeks, is that government seems to work so quickly. Well, for some of these fraudsters who are working all these schemes, the rest of us, if you're expecting anything from the government, well, you better wait several months, right? I mean, it is remarkable how they have gotten away with this. I'm happy that finally we're shining a light on this. And the last thing I'll say, apparently this guy that was scheming the $1 billion, he had a telemarketing scheme. And I think I speak on behalf of all Americans saying, telemarketing scheme, this guy needs to be put behind bars forever. I'm so sick of all the telemarketing calls.
Agreed.
Like 10 a day.
Oh, my God. The amount of telemarketing calls that I get is baffling. I'm just like, ugh. I call them scammers all the time, dude. They're like, we're not scammers. Oh, you're a scammer. You're a damn scammer. BRB.
Day. Yes,
Amen to
absolutely.
that. Carly, you have to address it on the back end, getting guys like this in jail, but also on the front end.
Yeah.
And this is something that I found interesting. They're going to use artificial intelligence to try to collect publicly available data to find these fraudsters, which I think is brilliant. Because one thing people might not realize, the federal government doesn't just have a list of everyone on Medicaid. They actually have to get much of that information from blue state governors, like in Minnesota, where they are suing, 20 blue states suing to keep the names of Medicaid recipients from the federal government. So they are innovative in saying, saying, fine, we'll use AI.
A very good use, a creative use of AI. And I mean, I think that it's a very good idea that the Trump administration is focusing on fraud. People care about it, which is why they're talking about it, so much so they made the vice president the face of it. And I think that when we get closer to the midterm elections, Republicans are going to cut an ad where we start to meet some of these fraud victims and they tell their stories about what they went through and what they would still be going through if not for this focus. I mean, Jeremy, the same things that struck you about this case in Florida struck me, where if you want to know who benefits on the other side of a spam call, one of these spam calls that we all get, it's this guy and his gold chain, like you mentioned, where he's hiring these call centers in the Philippines. And what they did was they contacted elderly people, convinced them that they were sick, they needed a medical device. And so that I'm sure some of these people spent money out of pocket, and then we're out a total of $450 million, which is the cost of entire government programs. So I think you hear a lot of similar themes, themes on the campaign trail, similar ideas. This one feels entirely new, and it's one that Republicans can really take a hold of here.
I think that's brilliant. Meet the fraudsters the left are protecting. I mean, what a great ad.
Meet the fraudsters and then also meet the victims of this fraud as well.
Yeah, brilliant idea.
Be sure to like.
I like it, man. That's a good campaign ad. That's a good idea. I dig it. Oh, Ben Shapiro knows it's over.
All the haters can kiss my ass. Let me guess.
Well, hello. And listen. Well, New York Magazine claims there was a time when Ben Shapiro could reasonably call...
Okay.
Well, hello, everybody. You know, sometimes here on The Ben Shapiro Show, we cover the news. And sometimes we are the news
eyebrows
here at The Daily Wire.
Wow.
Well, over the past few weeks, The Daily Wire, you might have noticed, has been the subject of a bunch of hit pieces, like a veritable cornucopia of hit pieces. There was one from the Washington Post, and there was one from Puck, and then finally, there was an especially ridiculous one from the stellar journalists at New York Magazine, who literally plagiarized their hit piece from the Washington Post.
Wow.
So much journalisming, high-level journalisming. Well, this morning, that New York Magazine piece is lighting up the interwebs. It's lighting up X. Well, New York Magazine claims there was a time when Ben Shapiro could reasonably call himself the king of all conservative media. I don't remember that time.
Do you think that his viewership keeps going down? He should make the hat smaller. It's like a power level indicator. Like if like his subscribers go under like a certain amount, like he should.
This is great, dude.
It should get like nerfed.
Oh, this is great.
It's like, you know, in Dragon Ball
amazing.
Z, where it's like, okay, well, how much hair they have? That's like, you know, Super Saiyan 2 or 3. It's like, holy shit, right?
It sounds cool. They say that's all over now. The Daily Wire is instituting significant layoffs. Well, according to New York Magazine, the future of conservatism isn't traditional conservatism, you know, like free markets, like equal rights before law, like checks and balances, like traditional virtue. That's done. The future, according to New York Magazine,
Larson, I know. That's too good, dude.
Magazine
Too good,
is
bro.
Nick Fuentes, confirmed Nazi stan and woman hater, and man who will never be able to get a human woman pregnant through natural means. Or Tucker Carlson, confirmed anti-capitalist and Muslim apologist and victim of demon scratching. Or maybe Candace Owens, the confirmed slanderer of widows and connoisseur of French testicles. Or maybe Megyn Kelly, click whoring Grandma Groiper over there. Well, New York Magazine writes, quote,
oh my
the collapse
God.
of the Daily Wire can be seen as a dire warning for traditional Republicans. There are two realities to Shapiro conservatism in 2026.
That's brutal.
It retains a significant foothold among Republican elites, and it is being fast rejected by the future grassroots of the parties. First of all, that's just wrong. By the polling data, the positions that we take here on the show are reflective of the broad majority of Republicans. That's just the reality. But I figured that we should address all of this head on. So it's true. The Daily Wire laid off some 13% of our workforce since the beginning of the year. And that really sucked. It was truly
13%.
sad because
Oh my God.
all those people are great.
Ouch.
At any time, you know, we're in business.
Not great
Anytime
enough.
you lay people off as a business, that really sucks. It's tough. It's
I had
bad
to
for
do
them.
layoffs.
It's bad
It's not
for us. And I'm personally working.
Well, that's why I don't hire anybody. I just use my AI. I use AI as my employee. That's pretty much it. I do all my engineering stuff on my own. I pretty much outsource to AI for certain things. Sometimes I outsource for script writing on short videos, blah, blah, blah. But outside of it, I'm the personality, the engineer, and everything in between. I don't need an engineer. I don't need a sound engineer. I was able to figure it all, maybe not by myself. I obviously had to learn it, but I'm an autodidact, I think is the term, where I'm a self-learner. Yeah. That's how I do it, man. Self-learning.
To find other places of employ for as many of these people as I possibly can, because everybody who we let go deserves a job somewhere else. They're great folks. But for our critics, this was all cause for massive celebration. You know, the joyful popping of the corks, or maybe in the case of Nick Fuentes, a victory celebration with Catboys and lubricant. And listen, we're honored by the attention.
Hot.
See, here's the thing. People only tend to write stories like this about major American institutions, right? Like Amazon dumps people. It's a big story. Or the Washington Post dumps people, and that's a big story. And thank God we are a major American institution. According to PodTrack, our podcast reach is 41 million people per month. We're ranked 6th globally. Wow. We have a total of 11 shows. Paramount, to take an example from that same chart, is ranked 4th globally. They have 145 shows. So on a per capita basis, we're killing it. We are responsible for the 2 most successful conservative documentaries in history. Matt Walsh's Am I Racist? And What is a Woman? Just this week,
I remember that.
Vice President Vance was quoting our reporting in his fraud investigations, and our White House correspondent, Mary Margaret Olahan, was in the press room asking questions.
Wait, Ben Shapiro would be DSP?
Oh my God. No, don't say that.
He could be JSP. Oh shit. Bro.
See, here's the thing. There's no national media coverage. If a top Candace Owens producer and her manager quit, or if Megyn Kelly's YouTube account starts shedding tens of thousands of subscribers a month,
see that.
or if Tucker Carlson's traffic is disproportionately drawn from Pakistan.
Oh my God.
We all have our fan base.
Yes.
Those are all things that actually happen, by the way. But nobody really cares very much because, those people have significant audience numbers, but they don't have any real institutional influence. They are not institutions. That's not true of the Daily Wire. We're big enough that people care when we trip up.
They do.
And of course, like any business, we have our ups, we have our downs.
This is actually a good response, what he's saying right here.
But as Mark Twain put it, the reports of our death are greatly exaggerated. But here's the thing. There is something else going on here. Something very clear going on here. The media left and the woke right, that'd be like Candace and Fuentes and Tucker and Megyn, all of them. Together, the new left. They are attempting to destroy traditional conservatism. That's the whole thing here. See, the Daily Wire is the largest traditional...
Because you guys can't stop talking about Israel. That's the problem. Whenever you're saying that...
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the thing. I agree with Asmund on this one. It's just like, you guys aren't talking about traditional conservative values anymore. That's your problem. I agree with that, 100%.
Like, Benjamin Netanyahu should be president of the world. That's going to be weird. Like, I'm like a white American guy, right? Like, that's weird for me to hear that. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Like, I thought this guy was the prime minister of Israel. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Straw man, though? I think that this is what my opinion is. I think that the conservative movement has had so many victories so fast that it doesn't know what to do with itself. I think that they have had such a resounding, ridiculous cultural sweep that they don't even know how to accommodate it. Like, they deleted DEI, like, fucking elected Donald Trump again. They're going after, like, you can just openly say that you want to deport every illegal alien and you don't care about separating families. You want to deport legal aliens, right? Like, I mean, there has been so much, like, you can say how many genders there are again, everything. So what happened, I think, is that they had so much winning that it actually, like, broke their brains. And so instead of focusing on the common issues of, like, the common enemy, they effectively broke the common enemy.
Yeah. Oh my God, we won too fast. I think that's what Asmund's saying. We won too fast. OMG, bro. OMG. Oh my God.
And instead of focusing on the residual issues after that, like, for example, like the residual trans kids issues, etc., they started focusing on each other. I think that's what happened. It is.
Conservative media company in the digital space by like a ton, by leaps and bounds. We are multiple times the size of any of these others. We have lots of conversations on our platform between our various hosts about topics ranging from AI to the Middle East, and Catholicism and Judaism and all of it.
Good.
There's a lot of rich disagreement here at the Daily Wire. But in the end, what we stand for here at the Daily Wire is pretty simple. Truth and virtue and freedom. And that is what the new left, meaning the old left and the horseshoe right, would love to destroy. It's why the attacks have been coming fast and furious for weeks now. They want to destroy traditional conservatism. It is their goal in life. They want to destroy it for a couple of different reasons. The left for one reason.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Shapiro's kind of destroying conservatism.
The woke right for another.
That's the way I see it.
In our supposed vulnerability, people from Nick Fuentes to Tucker, from Candace Owens to New York Magazine, from the Washington Post to Megyn Kelly, they see an opportunity to supplant traditional conservatism.
I do think that a lot of it is definitely they're doing it to be. It's like it's opportunistic. They're doing it because they want to take.
Oh, there was a bond market sell-off? Really? Hold on. Let me take a look at that. I didn't notice that. I was too busy focusing on the stock market. I just bought a whole bunch of ETFs on the dip. I didn't bother taking a look at bonds. I was asleep at the wheel. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, bonds only went down like 0.67%. Well, you guys know I'm not much of a bond guy. I do have bonds in my portfolio, granted. Yeah, I'm not really into bonds. I like BDCs though. I don't mind a little bit of risk in my portfolio. I don't even mind volatility. I just want to be diversified across, multiple asset classes that are inflation proof. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Take advantage of the fact that, they think Ben Shapiro is losing his audience. Here's the reality. A lot of the traffic for news channels and everything has gone down massively. It's gone down with everything. And do you know why? It's because nothing's happening. That's the reason why. So, and this has happened for people like Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Ben Shapiro. It's happened for me with my videos about this. It's just in general, because I think people like everything is now kind of at a stasis point, and there's nothing that's crazy that's happening. That's not a big deal. Sometimes a lot is happening, sometimes not a lot is happening. That doesn't mean that, like, you're failing. That just means that at a certain point, whenever your attention is built around current events and there are no high, intensity current events that are happening, you're not going to have as many people paying attention. And that's the reason why media tries to create all of these controversies. It's because the media wants to keep people paying attention. And I don't think that...
Hold on, Vacation Time says something interesting. Housing takes a hit as rates go higher, as lending becomes more expensive. Yeah, if lending becomes more expensive, who the hell cares? Yeah, by the way, if money is more expensive to borrow, maybe that's for the better. I'm not saying I like it that way, but maybe it's for the better.
That's a big deal. It's really not. There is a lot happening, though. Not really. There's nothing that's like, well, what's really happening right now that's interesting? You have the Iran standstill, right? There's like an armistice, basically, that nobody knows what's going to happen. They're like kind of just playing games behind some kind of fucking curtain. You don't really know what's happening. The China, what are you talking about? I'm being honest, right? Let's wait a couple months. Midterms will peak it again. Yeah, I mean, if you, Cuba, nobody cares about. The people don't really really care about that much. Like, we're not even doing anything with Cuba. Trump meeting with China. What does that mean, though? Like, I mean, again, these aren't things that engage the average and the general population into politics. That's the point that I'm making. Whenever like a political season is in swing, right? So you have like the midterms and especially the presidential election, that's whenever you have everybody talking about these topics and, you know, leading up to it and then following it about how it's resolved. And so when you don't have that, there has to be something else. But sometimes there's not. Ben is pissed on X, though. Yeah, these are normal things. True. Yeah, things go up, they go down. And that's it. It happens every time. So the amount of, popularity people have is going to be derived from what they're covering. It's the same as like any video game, for example. If you're talking about video games all the time and there's no interesting video games that are out, then you're not going to have as many people that are watching your show. But if, like, I mean, look at World of Warcraft. Like a new WoW expansion comes out, every WoW streamer has a fucking, what do you call it? They have like an increase in viewership, and it's the same with any game. So this is just normal, and I think that it's one of the big differences where it separates people that are doing things opportunistically versus people that are doing things because they have like an investment and they care about it. Because if the only thing that you care about is getting more people to watch, then that's what's going to happen.
Things that actually happen, by the way, but nobody really cares very much because, yeah, those people have significant audience numbers, but they don't have any real institution. Conspiratorial, grievance-addled, nutty version of populism. Or, in Megan's case, just make some quick clicks and cash. It's a lucrative grift. It's a dangerous grift for America. So, why is this happening? Well, obviously, for the media left, we get it. We get it. For the media left, we get it. They're always happy to run this grift because they love a right that is crazy. They don't want a right that is characterized by normie beliefs. They want a right that's nuts. Because the easiest way to make AOC president in the 2028 election is to have that nutty lady run against a conservative movement.
If you think that hag is going to beat Marcus Rubius,
I don't think AOC. I don't think the Democrats have strong leadership at all, though. That's the thing. If anything, the Democrats absolutely lack strong leaderships. That's why they're not going to. That's why I'd be surprised if they won in 2028. I'd actually be surprised if Karen Bass won the LA mayoral race. You know? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy shit. Vacation Time says eventually fundamentals will matter, higher bond yields will weigh on the market. That's fine. Look, here's the thing. If the markets go down, I buy on the dip. I am consistently buying on the dip. Like, I have a lot of cash on standby to buy small cap ETFs on the dip. I do it.
You're out of your mind. Like, you're actually retarded. She's not gonna. Are you kidding me? There's no way.
Is focused on Brigitte Macron's testicles or demon attacks in the wilds of Maine.
It's not
or
gonna
why
happen.
the Jews are responsible for your incurable gingivitis and horrific body odor and inability to get a date.
Guys, what? Who is this fucking guy? This fucking asshole. What the fuck is he talking about?
This is amazing.
Now, as for the woke right, the new left, again, that would be Fuentes and Tucker and Candace and company. They're ecstatic about all of this for both business and political reasons. One, they're our competition. But second, they want to tear down traditional conservatism. Their whole goal is to cannibalize the traditional conservative audience.
I love how I'm never categorized as a political creator because everybody has rightfully clocked me as just a cannibalistic, opportunistic vulture that loves watching people suffer, and I love farming other people's problems for content.
I love it, dude.
It has nothing to do with any, like, yes, there's an ideology that drives this, but, yeah.
There are, by all available metrics, a hell of a lot more traditional conservatives and rational people in this country than nuts.
Yes.
But their goal is to gut the conservative movement and then turn it into a skin suit for their own perverse
I know who you're
politics.
talking about. It's
That's
not
the
his
whole
sister.
Thing, which is why many of them are now coming out as Democrats. That unity is the thing. That unity is the thing. This is why Russia Today is the official outlet for the Kremlin. Right? It is run by the Russian government, is retweeting Nick Fuentes' triumphalism today. Fuentes tweeted out, I won, after that New York Magazine piece came out. And Fuentes won. Well, I don't know. Living in your basement and streaming for 8 hours a day while jacking off to the Catboys, it's a form of winning, I said. All right, I mean, whatever floats your boat, my dude. You might call the Russia Today Fuentes get-together an online Molotov-Ribbentrop pact. Well, it's also why the Washington Post is happy to quote Candace Owens, the ranting bag lady of the internet, to explain that the Daily Wire...
That was good.
...Wire's numbers are down. Again, that alliance...
It's crazy that he called Candace Owens a ranting bag lady and Megyn Kelly a click whore. This is... Wow.
I'll admit, I'm not going to lie, I got to give Shapiro some props. He's laying down the hammer. Oh, my God.
See, we got to get more to this.
Between the left and the woke right is totally real, and it's active. Yeah. This is why they are getting together to formulate stories. It is why they're repeating the same talking points. Now, Candace says that the Daily Wire's numbers are down because people don't want to be lectured. And this is the teenage point of view from Candace and Megyn and Tucker. They're all saying the same thing. They don't want to be lectured. Don't lecture me. Megyn tweeted in March 2026, "You're the coward, Ben, and your moral preening, priggish lectures and holier-than-thou judgments are the reason you are losing fans, and more than that, friends, at a record rate." All these people are on the same script. They're all on the same script. And also...
You know what I hate to say?
He might have a point.
I kind of respect Ben for doing this.
This is actually... I gotta admit, I'm
not like a huge Ben Shapiro fan.
And I'm not either.
But he's held frame on this the entire time. He's right. Yeah.
Yep.
He knows it's over. But the thing is that, like, it might be over for him. But even if it's over for him, he's going out on his own terms.
Kind of respect it.
He is. But, like, I do think that if his subscribers go down, he should make the hat smaller. Like, I mean, you can't worry. I mean, can you really have that big of a hat if you're losing that many subs? I mean, come on.
Because as people who traffic and
misleading
crap for sweet, sweet lucre, they would love to be spared the lecture. They don't want to be lectured as they grift. So they're going to do the same thing that, you know, a 13-year-old boy would do if caught doing naughty things on his iPad.
What?
They don't want to be lectured. Don't you lecture me. Well, it turns out sometimes in life, people need lectures in decency, in reason, and in truth. You know, people who smear the wives of murdered men, or cover for people who smear for the wives of murdered men.
Talk about
those people deserve lectures. Yeah. Maybe the people who revive Nazi propaganda.
Oh.
Maybe the people who have a weird interest in the non-existent testicles of the spouses of French politicians. Or maybe the people who make a cause.
I think that if Ben Shapiro was slightly more charismatic, he could totally wipe the floor with these people. Because he's right. When you have a...
Yeah, he does like charisma. Like, you know, it's like, okay, great, you're dropping your diss track. Fantabulous. All right, great. Good. But what are we getting here? What are we getting?
A ranting bag, like the ranting bag lady who's talking about whether the wife of the Prime Minister of France has a dick or not. And then she's also talking about talking to a person in a dream. And then after that, what was the other one?
With, you know, actual Nazi stands. Maybe those people deserve it.
Yeah. Oh, with Erica Kirk trying to get her husband killed. I mean, really?
Sure.
It's pathetic.
Maybe the people who are repeating talking points from Hassan Piker and mimicking the propaganda of Vladimir Putin.
Oh, Hassan Piker. Oh, my God.
Who just randomly start cursing so much and are hanging out with the Groyper adjacent and embracing Islam.
Oh, geez.
Maybe those people deserve lectures. I don't know. Well, listen, there's always a big YouTube audience for that sort of crap.
Yeah. I see exactly.
Let's be real. There's a massive online audience for pornography as well. People addicted to both deserve a bit of a lecture. But let's get back to the central issue. The point of the attacks on the Daily Wire.
He really is. He is willing to go down with this ship. I respect this.
Yeah. The captain's going down with the ship, dude. Oh, my God.
I do. That is, dude, he's so sanctimonious about it. He's so patronizing. I love this. That was good, not gonna lie. It is. It's good. I'm starting to respect this. It's like whenever, like, I feel the same way about this that I felt with Mark Zuckerberg, and where they said that Meta is losing billions of dollars and Mark won't stop. I'm like, you are gonna ride this ship down to the bottom of the fucking ocean.
Yep.
And man, I gotta respect that. That's a man with a vision. It is. Might not be a vision I agree with, but you've got a vision for this. Respect, because you can keep farming them? Yeah.
Is, of course, not just to attack the Daily Wire. It's to destroy traditional conservatism. That's the whole thing, the entire thing, all of it, every bit of it. That's the whole thing. The reason they are coming after the Daily Wire is because they want to come after you. They want to come after traditional conservatives who believe traditionally conservative things. It is no coincidence that at the same time, the Washington Post and New York Magazine and all the rest of these legacy left publications are attacking the Daily Wire. They're also writing strange new respect features on Ned Fuentes and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson. The left wants those people to win. By the way, they're not hiding it very well. New York Magazine's piece says, quote, like the Rockefeller Republican of yore, the Shapiro Republican could go extinct entirely. That's what they want, right? They want traditional normie Republicans to go away. It's what they want, and it's what they hope for. And listen, maybe it will turn out that all these people who hate conservatism and what I consider to be traditional American principles, maybe they're right. Maybe it'll turn out that the future of the right, perverted by the algorithmic insanity of the internet, is sloppulism. You know, the Tucker-style grievance conspiracism, complete with the night-scratching demons. Or Candace Owens' usual brand of kookery. Or Nick Fuentes' transgressive Nazi cosplay. Or Theo Vaughn's man-child podcast illiteracy. Maybe.
He's just really, bro.
He's going down the list, dude. He's making a list and he's checking it twice, bro. Holy crap. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. This is crazy, man. This is really wild, dude. Holy crap. Holy crap.
He's lashing out.
He's kicking butt,
He is,
though.
bro.
He's kicking butt.
Oh, my God. He's just cooking. This is good.
Cooking.
Sloppulism? Oh, my God. Cooking everybody. Is he wrong?
I think he might be right. He might be right.
I like Nick. The other ones, I think he's kind of right about. Yeah, I think he's kind of right.
That's where the right goes. Maybe that's what comes next. Maybe that's all facilitated by the click whoring of the Megyn Kellys of the world and justified by an appeal to audience numbers, because none of these people ever appeal to morality. They just point to their clicks. Maybe Idiocracy wasn't a satire. Maybe it was a prophetic documentary. But here's the thing, from where I sit. That does not change one single thing for me. Not a single thing. See, here's the thing. I've been doing this since I was 17 years old. I started off when I was 17 years old writing a syndicated column on politics. I didn't do that because I wanted to get rich that way. That's not how you get rich. I got into politics because I cared about the truth, about saying things that I believe to be eternal and true, because I care about the ideas of conservatism. It's why I've done that for all these years. I care about free markets, and I care about private property, and I care about equal rights before the law, and checks and balances, and the Constitution. I care about all of those things. I care about the America that the founders promised us, and the America that our parents and grandparents fought and worked for. And I'm not going to lie for cash. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to tell you about the wonders of Moscow supermarkets or the glories of Sharia law in Qatar. I'm not going to pander for clicks by pretending that Erica Kirk might have been complicit in Charlie Kirk's murder, or that perverse and malicious questions about TPUSA's cover-up are somehow a bizarre form of investigative journalism. I'm not going to wink and nod.
He's right about all of this, by the way.
Shapiro's
he's completely
cooking.
right.
He's cooking more
I know
than
you
thought he
guys
would.
might, like, I mean, and again, I think
He's
that we're
cooking more than I
generally
thought he would,
negative
dude.
towards
He
Ben.
really is.
But, like, he's totally right about this.
At the transgressiveness of the Nazi incels, or chuckle along with people who pretend that a conspiratorial elite are the reason your life isn't everything that you want it to be. in the freest and most prosperous country in world history, I'm going to be grateful for America, and I'm going to point out what's great about America and what our principles are. I'm not going to do any of that other stuff. Because here's the thing, I got into this business to do precisely the opposite. I haven't changed my principles. I've been doing this for 25 years. I have not changed my principles. Now, there's a question that I get
Israel's
a lot
giving you good checks? I hope so.
From friends, from family. People will come up and they'll say, what happened to all these people? Yeah, they understand New York Magazine and Washington Post and what they are, but what happened to, Candace Owens or Tucker Carlson or Megan?
Social bait, that's not pretty. Well, I'll give you an example for me. A lot of my audience was not happy about the fact that I supported the Iran war. Who cares? Who cares? That's what I think.
Yeah, you can. It's funny. You can don't pander to your audience. That's one thing I could say. I think pander. As much as I love everybody in my audience, I love Samuel Westall. I love Vacation Time. Annie's great. Ty Lord is great. My boy Nate Dogg is great. But I will never pander to anybody. Granted, I am a Donald Trump fan through and through. Am I ashamed of that? No. Why should I be? Just because you're angry at me doesn't mean I'm wrong. And even if I am wrong, it's my choice to be wrong. Why the fuck do you care so much? Trying to save my holy soul? Yeah. But yeah, no, like Annie's awesome. Larson Christopher's pretty baller. But by the way, as much as I love these guys, I'm not going to change my opinion because I'm afraid of what they'll think. I respect these people. Oh, and also, E.T., I don't pander to you, dude. I don't pander to anybody. I give you your flowers, but I'm not going to change what I think about things just because you guys disagree with me, if you guys ever do. It's okay to disagree with me. Absolutely 100%.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's the same as people weren't happy whenever I said that I supported like trans people. Like I didn't care about people being trans. Who cares? If it's what you think, then what is so this is my outlook on it, okay? Why is it that I have invested a decade of my life, years of my life into building what I have, doing all of this in order to avoid having a boss at work, only to replace it with having thousands of bosses as viewers?
Yeah, he's got a point. Yeah, that's exactly my reasoning behind doing this as well. I don't ever want to have a boss again. I don't want to work for another Karen. I don't, because the Karens that I had to work for, at least the last Karens that I had to work for, were despicable. Disgusting. Terrible, terrible people.
Why would I do that? What's the reason? Stupid. Fuck that.
Kelly and all the rest. And I don't know the answer because I'm not a psychiatrist. But here's what I do know. Nobody has ever asked that question about me. No one, because my worldview has not changed. It has not changed. My principles haven't changed because I think those principles are true and good. And those principles are not going to change. So, in the end, take it or leave it. If people decide they don't want to hear it, it's a free country. That's their choice. But I am willing to bet my future and the future of America that more Americans agree with me than agree with the people who want to destroy the Daily Wire. I'm betting there are a lot more rational people in this country than conspiracy-mongering nut jobs. I'm betting that there are way more people in America who believe in truth and virtue and freedom than people who revel in grievance and demoralization and stupidity. And again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we lose. But here's the thing. That also doesn't change a thing. It doesn't change a thing. It doesn't matter. Because the only thing that matters is the only thing that has ever mattered to me. Speaking the truth, whether people like it or whether they don't. Because facts still don't care about your feelings.
My God, this is actually really good. I thought this was going to be some slop, but it turned out to be a lot better than I thought it would.
This is the Ben Shapiro Show.
I gotta respect it, man.
Yeah.
The
There's
entire
nothing wrong there.
internet is out to get him, and he holds frame. I do. I've got to respect it. I don't. So I think that Ben has. It is even if you don't agree with him, you have to admit that it's impressive to see somebody that stays in there. It would have gone harder if he didn't have the yarmulke on. Well, okay, so that's not true. Okay, look, so there are a number of things that I think that he has. That there's a messaging problem that he has. Number one, it's the messaging around Israel and downplaying people's legitimate concerns that we have so much interplay with Israel. Meanwhile, we have other countries that we seemingly have a lot more in common with, like European countries, places like Canada, and even a country like Japan. It seems like there is very clearly a disorientation there where a lot of people's concerns for Israel do not begin and end at, let's say, the USS Liberty or the Iran war. I think that there is a much deeper and a much greater concern that people have that I think that Ben Shapiro doesn't do enough to address and I guess like give people any sort of resolution on. And I don't think that he's doing that in the right way. Lose no ground, exactly. Or the Gaza genocide. Well, I mean, again, Palestine is like a secondary issue because it's literally on the other side of the world. I'm talking about what average Americans think here in America. So that's, I think, number one. Number two is the messaging about how it's not somebody else that's holding you back and holding you down. I think that in a lot of cases, actually it is. I think that you have some conservatives that are saying that you have to pull yourself up from your bootstraps, but at the same time, that messaging falls flat when you have DEI initiatives that privilege every single person except for, let's say, a regular white male. So whenever there's a lot of guys that are white guys that are consuming this content and you're looking at systematic disenfranchisement in multiple levels, and then you have somebody like Ben Shapiro saying that you shouldn't expect to be able to afford where you lived, where you grew up in to live at, it can feel incredibly patronizing and problematic. And so those are the two weaknesses that I think Ben has that are making him not resonate with people. It's the unrelenting and the complete moral absolutism of Israel. Like, I understand that Israel is fighting a war, they're defending themselves, etc., but to portray it in a way that, like, it is sad to see what's happened to the people in Gaza. Even if you think that Israel's in the right, you can also admit that there's a lot of people that have been caught.
Yeah, there's definitely people on both sides that have been innocent, good people that have been hurt. I don't like it when that happens. I don't like it when civilians get hurt. That's the only thing that sucks about war. The thing that sucks about it the most, man. It really does. It's not a good thing to see.
In the crossfire of that, and it's horrible what's happened to them. And I think that not being able to give any ground to that and have a reasonable, middle of the road perspective on that, I think it's misleading and it's inaccurate. That's the problem, is that you can have empathy, for example, like even the Russian soldiers that are being killed by Ukraine. Many of these men don't want to go to war against Ukraine. They're getting conscripted into war. Same as the men in Ukraine. Most of the guys that are dying in ditches to a drone that plays a song and then explodes, do you think they want to be there? Fuck no, they don't want to be there. This is something that, again, it's like, old men start wars so young men can go die in them. That's what happens. And so not being able to acknowledge this reality and any form of humanity to it, I think the problem with that is that you paint a picture that is myopic, it is also reductive, and it denies people a certain level of humanity that I think that really a lot of people can understand. And that's the main problem that I think Ben has with Israel, and I think also downplaying the connections that Israel has with America. Yeah. That's and the thing is, like, you can't distill that down into just simply Israel and American politicians are like, doing the Iran war. Like, I support the Iran war. I don't support AIPAC. Like, I feel like, how many of you guys feel the same way that I do? Like, yeah, I think Iran is a huge problem, but I also don't want Israel that has a pack in America that are trying to advocate for their own interests, right? I mean, like, what the fuck? So I think there's a big surprise, right? Very full shit. No, I'm not.
Yeah, I think we are a little too interconnected with Israel, for sure. That is a problem. Not a fan of that at all. So I see where he's coming from there. I see where a lot of people are coming from on that, especially. So part of it does make sense to me. Believe it or not, it does make sense. Flipping wild, though, man. This is all... It's all getting very, very interesting, and I don't know what to say sometimes. I don't know what to do. Oh, yeah. But no, it gets pretty interesting sometimes, and we'll see how it all unfolds. We'll see how it all goes, but freaking wild, man. Wow. All right, you guys. Well, I am going to go. I'm going to chill out for a bit. And then, yeah. Hey, have a great night, Annie. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Samuel Westall, Annie, Paul, thank you for joining in. Thank you, Mr. E.T., for chilling out for a bit. We had Nate Dogg on earlier. Mr. Samuel Westall, of course, vacation time. Larson Christopher was on. Got a lot of people on today, so I want to thank you guys for chilling out with me, and try to think if there's anything else I want to add, except for just have an incredible rest of the night, you guys, and have fun. Thank you guys for tuning in. Much love, everybody. Much love. Thank you, Westall. Thank you, Mr. Westall. If you guys can, though, don't forget to send either if you guys can, you don't have to, not required. If you guys want, you can send a gift, become a channel member, double tap the screen to like, subscribe, whatever you guys could do. Even the little things help. So, yep, thank you guys for taking the time, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.
I'm not